Time for another
Hello.
challenge.
Yes, yes. It's time for the May challenge, all about mediums this month. There's so many options in that category, and we're going to try to use a few of them on our page today. We're both doing art journal pages, so looks like Peg's got a craft colored journal. I'm just going to use this same one that has the pull-out pages. I like it just because I can put the the pages back in when I'm done. So that's cool. So mine's white, hers is brown. Isn't that just the story of our life?
Yeah. I should have done this before. I was trying to adjust the camera out a little bit in case I go, from one side to the other here.
I'm very much hoping that I was able to turn off the autofocus because I did have an autofocus situation going on there.
Well, and we've got high winds here, so I wasn't sure what was going to go on. So it says apply gesso to your surface. And
I'm going to tape mine down first.
I think I need to protect my journal a little bit. This is one of those Dina Wakley journals I've been working in. I think you guys have seen this one before. And I like this because this page opens to a sewn page. So I think I'm just going to take some paper and protect my underside here.
So let's talk a little bit about gesso. Why do you put gesso on for you brand new people? Gesso is a protectant of the paper, and it's very basic use. It seals up the absorbency of the paper. So if you're going to use a lot of wet mediums, if you don't want, if you want your paper to be a little bit thicker, a little bit stronger, that's the first application of what gesso is for. And when you buy a canvas, oftentimes it says that it's pre-gessoed. And that means that they've put the 3 coats of gesso on the canvas already for you. A lot of artists would suggest that you still put more gesso on there. It stiffens up the fabric, makes it easier to work with, and then of course makes it less absorbent, because fabric and paper, all they want to do is suck up all the wet, right?
Absolutely.
So if you put gesso on, you save yourself a lot of paint. You protect your paper, you seal your paper, you make it so that you can put like drippy wet stuff and it'll run down it. That's the basic use of gesso. Other uses of gesso, texture. I'm just putting just plain old gesso on here, but you could put, like if Peg wanted to keep her brown paper, she could put clear gesso on there instead. There is a clear option. I used white. There's black. There's there's all these different like heavy gesso, light gesso. I mean, there's so many options. There's black gesso, there's gold gesso, there's red gesso that's called iron oxide. There's all kinds. And it all basically has the same purpose of sealing your paper, but also it can add stuff. Like if you use heavy gesso or super heavy gesso, you can make a lot of texture. You can also press gesso through a stencil to make texture, to make raised areas. It's super, super versatile. You can put heavy gesso on there and then scratch through with something. You can, in fact, I think even on this channel, on our Art Joy of Sharing channel, in the basics section, there is a video of all about the uses of gesso. I'm pretty sure I've uploaded it on there. I made this like real basic technique video a while ago, and I believe it's on the Art Joy of Sharing live stream channel.
I think you're right.
You think it's there, Peg?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. If not, we'll upload it over there.
If not, it's on yours. But I mean, either way, if they just do a little search for gesso, they should come up with it.
Yeah, I did all kinds of crazy stuff, like making texture with putting rice in my heavy gesso and just like all different ways you could use gesso. It was a, you know, a thing. So gesso is super useful stuff, but the most basic use of it is what I just did and what Peg is doing, which is to just seal your paper. So I'm going to dry this. This is going to be one of those videos that has a lot of drying.
So I just put a thin coat, and you saw me even wipe some of that back, although it is still wet. So it is going to have to be dried. But I made sure that this is down to as thin a coat as I can get, because I do not want to spend all my time drying gesso, and I don't want you guys to have to watch me dry gesso. So the next thing says to mix acrylic paint into medium of choice. I haven't even thought about that. Acrylic paint into medium of choice. Have you thought about that, Shell? Have you thought about what medium you're going to use? She probably can't hear me with the blower going. So the colors are apricot and lime. And it just says to mix, and then you're going to apply that medium through a stencil for texture. So I want something that's going to stand up pretty well, because I'm going to push it through a stencil.
Yeah, so I'm going to pick super heavy gesso for that. And it will be watered down. I'm going to mix it. This is basically just tinting. You could make more than one color. I think I am going to make more than one color. My super heavy gesso is especially heavy because it's just getting way too dry. But it's good stuff. Well, it's not that bad, actually.
So I'm going to use this light and fluffy molding paste.
Yeah, I could have used that too, couldn't I have? Oh, well.
I need something to mix it on. So let me get a tray or something to do that with.
So you can tint mediums, all types of acrylic mediums. You could tint everything from fluid matte medium, gel matte medium. You can tint your gessos. You can tint your molding pastes. I mean, we have all kinds of those going around. Maybe I'll do one gesso and one molding paste. I was just excited about my super heavy gesso. I found it. That was the trick, finding it. Put some of it back in.
I had to go find some apricot paint.
Probably gonna mix apricot paint.
I've got some that says coral shell, and by the time I mix it into this light and fluffy molding paste, I will be at the color I'm looking for here, which is a really light.
I have light molding paste, but I think I'm going to try just this molding paste. And then, I mean, there's going to be drying involved. I think the reason Peg has decided to use light is because it dries a lot faster, but it's different. It's kind of floofy.
It dries faster than gesso, that's for sure. Yeah. And when they say it's light and fluffy, it really is light and fluffy.
Yeah, it's floofy. I call it floofy, and it's spongy.
It's
kind of. It's weird stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
I'm gonna do it through a stencil, because that's what the next prompt is. Oh, so let me add, like making a pie or loaf of bread. I'm gonna make a well to add my paint into.
Yeah, that's what I did too. So this is molding paste. This is just the regular golden molding paste. It's kind of slickery, a lot slicker than the fluffy one, the light one. I think probably
this looks just like buttercream frosting right now.
Yeah, fluffy.
It's so fluffy. I love that little girl. It says that she's from Despicable Me.
Clean off this color. I think I'm going to tint.
Okay, so
This
Apply
is
medium
a
through
gesso
stencil
one.
for texture. And stencil, what stencil do I want to use? I just want something with some openings so that I can see some design here. So I'm going to pull a stack of stencils out here. This is my stack of Tim Holtz. I don't know. It must be Tim Holtz week after I did that thing on his new tool last week. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but when they see this, that will be long past. This is for the future.
Yeah.
Some kind of very fast plane is going by outside.
I think. Well, it's not that distant future.
A couple weeks. You know, I think I want this darker in it, just because it's gesso, it's already so white with the plaster in it. And it's not getting dark.
That one. I like the graphics in these.
Having trouble finding a stencil? It's because you have too many stencils.
No, I'm pulling more than one because I want to use them all. You know how it is.
I do.
You got them, you want to use them, right?
Yes. Well, that's going to have to do. So this is the super heavy gesso that I tinted, and then the other one is the molding paste. So I guess they look the same, but the properties of them are very different. Trust me, they are. And I've already picked a stencil. It's going to be one of my designs. Haha.
Well, there you go.
Oh, but this page is so small in comparison to what I wanted to do.
So
Well, that stinks. I guess I'm going to just have to do it this way.
Side. I'm going to start with.
So something that you guys might want to invest in is this Pixie spray. It is a light tack adhesive. And if you really want to get some precise stencil work, you can spray this on it and then it will stick to the paper. But what you do is you hold it away from yourself and you spray a coat of it on there, and then you wait for a minute. You can't even really see anything, but it's a good thing to have. It doesn't affect, like, your stencils don't stick to each other after you've used it.
No, it's a light tack, very light tack.
Yeah.
Which is what I like about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Because some of the other stuff is just way too sticky.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm just putting a thin coat of this light and fluffy stuff on my page.
I was thinking this page was much larger than it is. It is not large. So now that this is stuck down with the Pixie spray, well, it's not very stuck. Might not have hit that side. Then I can just go through and spread my frosting on there.
Oh, yeah. Spread that frosting, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Kind of scrape across with a palette knife to get it in there and then to remove any excess.
And I'm just using, this is a silicone spatula. It's what I mixed the paint into this stuff with. So I thought, why not just go ahead and apply it with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Why dirty another tool, right? So I do like this. Wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the apricot, you know, because it's just not my norm. But I do like this.
I haven't gotten out any apricot yet. But I am getting the green here.
So I need to use this paste or put it in another jar. So what have I got behind me here? I've got some papers. Just going to apply.
So one thing you guys do need to think about with your stencils and your mediums is that as soon as you're done with applying stuff to your stencil, that you clean it. You need to take it in and wash it off for sure.
Or at least throw it in a thing of water.
Yeah.
Okay, right here beside me for this size stencil, I have, these are those wet wipe buckets that you get to clean your floor with. And it's just a nice size.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it has a lid, you know, so I can actually put a lid on it if I want to. But it's just the right size when I get done with a stencil like this, with these pastes and things, that I can pitch that right into that bucket.
That is smart.
I'm just going to spread that down, get it out onto a paper surface. And let's see, I've got, this was our monthly challenge from April, and it's got some colorful stuff. So let me put a little bit of this on there. You know, don't throw it away. Just recycle. So I've got most of that off of my tools. You can see there, I put it onto that. Here's my palette that I can clean up. Here's my stencil. My stencil can just go right into my bucket of water along with my tools, and I can clean them up later.
I'm actually cleaning off my stencil with a baby wipe because I don't have a bucket of water. Normally I would just stand up and go out to the sink and wash these off, but because we're live, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
I'm not.
Well, we're videotaping and we have time limits and we have to get it done.
Got to get it done, so I'm just going to clean it this way. Also, sometimes this way can give you another impression. Like when you're wiping it, you might get an impression on your other piece of paper.
Yeah.
That becomes interesting, but in this case, not too much. Just going to get that off.
So I want to use my palette again. So I think I am gonna actually wash the palette off because I may need it.
These pretty dirty. I'm gonna use the edge of it to clean up.
I may need my palette. Okay, so I can set all of this aside to dry for another project later. And I'm setting that off way far away from my immediate work surface. Because you know what happens. You know what happens when I have stuff on my work surface. Okay, so here's this. And now it says add a fluid medium. Well, I've got fluid sprays. I thought those were the gloss spray. Those are oxide spray. That's not what I want. So let me do, here's a Art Anthology spray. Maybe I need to get something different. Or not. Maybe just go with the flow. Okay, so I've got my spray. I'm not going to worry about drying this because I'm just going to put another stencil down. And I need another mask. I'm going to grab some more paper here for masking. Way too much stuff on my desk. That's all I can say is there's way too much stuff on my desk. So I'm masking those edges because, you know, when you spray, you get overspray. Just a given. So
is that clean?
My fluid medium is going to be this Art Anthology Concord. This is like a fluid acrylic spray. See if I can get it to spray. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't.
Are we on apply a fluid medium?
Yes.
Okay. I've got a couple different types. I've got inks. I've got this gloss spray. I've got, different colors of inks because they are fluid mediums. Sprays are fluid mediums, but of course this spray is not going to spray. Of course not. Why would it? That would be too easy. So I think I'm going to just pour it. So when you're applying fluid mediums, a fun thing to do is to spray them with water and get them moving around a bit. That's what I like to do with them. So that's what I'm
flipping this stencil that has the fluid medium all over it and pressing it to the other page.
I don't have anything down here to catch all these drips. I love drips. I think they're awesome. So and if you got too much color in places you don't want it, you can spray it a little bit and then kind of pat it down just so it's not so crazy.
Okay, so I sprayed right off the edge onto everything else on my desk.
Of course, because why wouldn't you, right?
Because that's the way I roll.
Mm-hmm. I still don't have any apricot color on here.
So I want to add,
I'm
going to add a little bit of this gloss spray.
That's not really apricot, is it? Maybe yours will actually spray.
Well, it kind of did.
Mine didn't, not at all.
My gloss spray hasn't, because I haven't used it yet. But I want to dry this other medium, and I actually want to take a towel and mop some of that to bring back some of that apricot color in some of those areas.
Yeah, this definitely was not apricot. It's orange. That's right. I intended to mix some apricots. I guess I'll do that later. And let's get some more dripping on here. This is fun. So this is definitely a limey green color. I've got this antelope brown. It's such a weird color. Like it's almost olive, but it's brown, but it's not. You know, it's like the weirdest color, but it's kind of fun. And I'm going to put some drippage of that on there. I like the way it runs down through things, you know, when you put the texture on there.
So I've got stuff on my pieces that I use for masking, and I like it. I want to use it. So it's kind of like drips and drops. So I'm just going to apply that and dry in between and get some of the drippage from the papers. Because that's pretty cool. Cool.
Coo.
Some dark right in there.
Let's put some green on. Why not?
Okay. So next it said add some shimmery to your piece. Well, what's more shimmery than gloss spray?
Glitter.
That's pretty shimmery, right? So Oxfords are actually just the opposite of that. They're chalky. I actually grabbed these, but they are a chalky spray. They're not a shimmery spray. So I have white gloss spray, but I think I want some color. Let's see what other colors I have.
I think I better dry this. It's looking pretty crazy.
Okay, so it's time to bring in that lime, because I've got lime gloss spray. I'm thinking I should use some lime. I like this part up here. It says art. It's going to make a mess. So once again, I need something to shield the rest of my area. This is another Tim Holtz collection. See that it says art right there. So let's see if I can get this gloss spray to work. It's shimmery. All right. I hold my tongue just right. No.
Okay. We applied gesso. We mixed acrylic paint into medium. So we applied the medium through stencils. We added a fluid medium, and now we're adding something shimmery. And I have a couple different options here. I've got some glitter medium, and I've got some metallic medium. And I don't know, they seem fun. I've got a stencil. This is just a circle, which is a pretty cool stencil, and I think I'm just going to put it up here in the edge as much as I can. I think I'll just start with this. This is like copper colored medium. And then I might add some of that glitter to part of it or something. That's not a good one. Let's try a different one.
I'm going to try a brand new sprayer. See if we'll go through that. I got some sprayers. Oh, yay. I got spray.
Yay. There's some of that copper color. And I'm also going to try some of this glitter one too, if it's still good. Glitter Glitz medium. It's kind of thick, but I think it'll still work.
Okay, and this definitely you need to get into something because it sets up like iron. I'm just saying. But I am going to tip it over and put it on another piece. And I am going to take my brand new sprayer out of the bottle and soak it. And put the other one back in. And hopefully, since I've been soaking it, it will be working.
Yes, I had a plan. I haven't executed it yet because all my spray things are pretty much dried up and gross, and I just don't have time to sit there and babysit the dang things. But I was thinking a good thing to do would be just have like one of these kind of things with maybe some Murphy's oil soap and water in it. And then each time you change, you just, take this out, put this sprayer in, spray it a couple times on a rag, and then put the sprayer back in. So now it's gotten cleaned out before you put it away.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I've done is I've taken my clean one and I've got it soaking in the water, and I will make sure that I clean all of that green out of the plunger.
Yeah.
Make sure that you squirt water through there and get all of that medium back out of there. You see it coming out. It's starting to get clean already. But get all of that medium out of your sprayer and then store this for the next time that you need a sprayer for one that's not working.
All right. Yeah, I was just going to go an extra step and actually put some Murphy's oil soap in there too, so that it maybe gives it a little bit of an extra push to get all that gunk out of it before I put it away. But I mean, I have like probably between all the different types of sprays I have.
Yeah. I really love them. It's a love-hate relationship.
Yes.
When they work, they're great. I mean, like the distress sprays that spray out automatically, the Diane Reevely spray no problem. But the problem there is that it comes through everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Diane Reevely, and you put a coat of gesso or something over the top, it's going to come right back through everything.
So now I've got glitter and shimmer up in the corner, but then there isn't anything on the rest of it. So I think I'm going to take this one, which is the green glitter, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that and water it down. I need a brush of some sort. I think I'm going to use a pretty stiff kind of brush. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Just get a little bit. Oh, this is really hard. This might actually not work. I think this one's dried up too much. Unless there's some underneath that's softer. Bummer! I liked this one. I think it's done for though.
So the last thing on here says quote together with a quote or image. So I'm going to use some stamped imagery. Why not?
I guess that's a bummer. I was going to put green glitter on there. Dang it. No love. Guess I'll try to get this tape off.
So this is a stamp set from the and I've got an old book. I think I'm just going to stamp this on this book page and cut it out. Yep, didn't work with the lid. Ah. Okay, let's see if we can get a good impression on here. It doesn't really matter. We'll have an outline. We'll have something to work with. Yeah, we got it. We got an image. So I'm just gonna, actually, before I get too far gone with that, I'm gonna take a marker.
Pull it together with a quote or image. I found a quote on a sticker sheet.
It's a really thick marker, but it'll do. You know, because I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for just the idea here. And then it isn't going to look so much like the Dina Wakley stamped image. Make it your own, you know? What else have I got? What else have I got?
I'm sure you got something else.
Oh, yeah, I got lots of tricks up my sleeve. It's the Presto part I haven't got. Where's my Presto?
I think I'm going to get another type of something.
Here we go. Here's a nice Pentel pocket brush. One of my faves.
I need a little bit more of this apricot.
My first one that I got was given to me by a gal I was taking a class with I was taking classes from Mary Beth Shaw, and sitting across the table from me was a really sweet gal who was repping for Pentel. And I said, "Oh, I really like your stuff." So she sent me, "Oh, but look there, I need ink. I need ink." So let me get my refill cartridge.
I felt that apricot color was definitely underrepresented here, so I've got a different type of medium, which is a gel type medium in a stick. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there. And then I might actually add some of this gold. This is like a shimmery one. I don't know that this is particularly dry, but I don't think that my medium underneath is dry. I just wanted to add a little bit of gold. Gold. So, you know, in our challenges, we always give you 2 colors. And I usually like to look for a third color that I think goes with the 2 colors. And my choice this month was the turquoise. I thought the turquoise looked nice with the apricot and lime that we have. So that's why I used the gloss spray up there and splattered it around a little bit. Just going to add a little bit of shadow around my plants here.
Well, I looked all through my overflow drawer. I must need to order some.
Some cartridges.
Going on my list, yeah. I did find my Dove blender, though.
Well, there you go.
I tell you. So, yeah, they're Pentel cartridges, and you can just order the refills. And that's one of the things I like about these pens is that you can refill them.
Yeah,
Order
I really like that too.
So I've got another one. I've got another one here. Hopefully it's got some juice in it.
Pull it together with a quote. I was made for sunny days. That's true. I love where I live. I love how hot and sunny it is most of the time. And so I thought that was a perfect thing for me to say. I do want to add a little bit more darkness. So I think I will also use a Pentel, but I'm going to use maybe the gray instead of the black, just to give some definition to some of my plants here. Now this kind, it's called a color brush, and it is not permanent. The Pentel Pocket Brush is India ink, and so it makes it permanent when dry. These little brushes are not. They're like watercolor inside of a brush, but I still like it.
Yeah, and just remember that you could put a spray finish over something and,
yeah,
you know, protect it. Maybe not make it permanent, but at least protect it.
Yeah. I just like having the brush, and I wish that the India ink one came in more colors.
Yeah.
Which
That would
I've
be
said
cool,
many,
wouldn't it?
many times.
I think we need to write a letter to Pentel, folks.
Yeah.
So there's my image for my page, and
Mika, just open the door. She's scratching. It just opens, Mika. Push it. I don't know. So this was a pretty easy page today with all these mediums. Don't you think?
yeah, I mean, you know, if you have, everybody's got something. You know, everybody's got something that they can use.
I'm gonna give it another good heat.
Looking at these stamps as part of the set, trying to see what I want to put on here. This is I'm kind of making a line across the page with these. Kind of ties things together that way.
For some reason, I feel like I want a border. I don't know why.
Okay, so that's those stamps. And then I got to figure out where I want this image to go. Because I wanted to stamp the quote wherever I put it. Come on. I know you're here. There it is. This one. I think I'll put on a block.
That was terrible.
Oh, crying out loud. My hands are stuck today. All right. Put that on a block. Ink it up. I think it's smooth enough right in there. Now I should be able to get a good impression. Without all the texture. Yeah, not too bad. Needs a little touch up. I'm going to put something right there.
Yeah.
Stamp. Let's do this one. Fill in that spot. Her neck comes down. She actually should have a chin. And we'll cut that there. And glue her down.
Seems like a good plan.
Because we're running out of time. So you see how you can take these challenges and work with whatever it is that's on the page and just make it your own. You know, don't stress about the small stuff. You see, we had several different issues that we were able to deal with just because we don't let it stop us in our tracks.
Definitely not. And we really, really want to see what you're doing. And we hope that you are inspired by what we are doing and that you will do something and put it in the group. Because that's the reason we do it. It isn't for our own entertainment. I'm definitely going to get a little daughter here. I'm going to dot some white. I think that would be fun. Really make this one stand out from the other ones.
It's kind of textured up there in the corner, so I'm going to use a stamped image, and that repeats what we got going on with this page. So I might just stamp a couple more in case I want to add them. And this one. Not even being careful about how I cut them out. I like the fact that it's not perfect.
Mika. Seriously, Doug. You lost your mind? This one might be a little bit on the light side. This one might be better.
Okay, so we're winding down. Looks like we got the most minutes here. So, you know, it's a journal page, guys, and it's a prompt. And so we don't have to have perfection. We just have to get something on the page and play. And
I like one.
Let me take all of this stuff out of here.
Got the right colors. It's got all the prompts. Good deal.
So there it is. For the month of May. Go out and make art, guys. Be brave, bold, and brilliant.
And be made for sunny days.
Yeah. All right, guys. Next time.